Basically with Rusalka, this is the third time I've sung it now, and I basically started out by listening to it just to get the language in my head in an oral sense. It's sort of the way we all learn to learn songs when we were little, so it seems the easiest way for me to not pick up the music for a while. So that's what I did, and then eventually I did get to the score, and I did all the translations and everything, and eventually, once I get around to learning the notes, I'll take it to a coach and my singing teacher as well. So I usually spend about 6 weeks learning a role, I would say, in general, and this one took a little bit longer, just from the language point of view.
I had to learn mine in about a month, a little less than a month, and I started in the same way of listening to the piece from, native speakers of Czech and also foreign singers, singers who aren't Czech, who have performed the role, and sort of get my ear around the language that way. And then I took it to a conductor who had conducted the piece at a couple different houses, and we went through the role to sort of get an honest feedback on the diction as well as the tempi and sort of the rubato involved in the piece. And then I went and took it to my teacher and worked it for a little bit, and here I am.
Rusalka is basically, she's a very young girl in the beginning of the opera. We see her music in quite an ethereal, very young girl kind of state. I would say the Song to the Moon is sort of her being a very romantic, young lady thinking that her prince is just going to be there ready and waiting. And then she realizes she has a whole journey to go through to actually become a woman. And that's very interesting from a musical point of view, because her music gets heavier and heavier as it goes through the opera. And it sort of ends in a tragedy, really, from what she thinks is going to be this wonderful fairy tale. So she has her own journey of growing up to do through her music, which is quite wonderful, I think.
The character of the prince is somewhat of a complex character. I think he's a little bit naive. He's, of course, born well-to-do, and he's off hunting with a group of huntsmen where he finds Rusalka. And he fancies Rusalka, and it's the time where he's courting. So he whisks her off back to his castle and plans to take her as his bride. And then there's an altercation with another foreign princess that comes in and sort of steals his passion for a little bit, because Rusalka is not able to speak and communicate. So to the prince anyhow. So she communicates in the best way that she can, but that's
not really enough for him.
Yeah, that's the part of the deal that she made with the witch. So he feels her as a little bit cold, because he's trying to get. He just
wants passion.
Yeah, he wants
really,
passion.
And that's what young guy would.
Yeah, sure. So that's what he wants. He feels like it's unrequited, and I guess Rusalka is sort of.
I really want to give it to you, but I just do not know how.
She doesn't know.
It's not in her.
So then it goes to the end of the second act, where basically the forces of the water,
yes.
The water demons, whatever you want to call they come into the real world and come into contact with the prince, and he receives the curse of death, basically. And at this point, the foreign princess leaves him, and he sort of is clinging to whomever will listen to help him. Mm-hmm. And he soon realizes that the only thing that he could really want is Rusalka. So he goes to find Rusalka in the woods.
And he does find me, and then of course I say to him, look, this is only going to end badly. If I kiss you and you come into my arms, you'll die.
Yeah.
And he said, please release me from this pain. All I want is to feel what that's like. And
there's really no hesitation from him. So he just wants to go right there, and so that's how it is.
I'm the one that says, oh, I can't do this. Slightly, I want to kiss you, but I know how it's going to end. So it's been great. It's great to do this opera again. And this is the first time I've worked with lyric opera. I did 2 productions with OTC quite some time ago, so this is my first time to be back in Dublin for a while, and it's just a wonderful, wonderful show. I'm enjoying Vivian's direction so much, and all the music staff we have here, and everybody is just so supportive. It's a really such a wonderful group effort of what's going to be, I think, a wonderful, wonderful production.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's a great piece of art, and I think that this company's going to do it justice, and it's a pleasure for me to be a part of it. So the working environment is very pleasurable, and there's a lot of camaraderie in the cast, which is really great. And yeah, I think we're just having a good time doing it and getting some really